From Blasher, Orphan Crude, Always Lewd, Really Rude, Smokey Daze Haze. I'm Smokey Daze Haze. Whether you laugh or don't laugh, learn to laugh, as I'm the funniest person going today. And you're not. The funniest there was, the funniest there is, the funniest there ever will be. The Dank Phoenix has returned. Misty Blaze Ashes, hash stashes 4, Blaze Fit 19, Shank after Dank, SAD, sad. Where the stoners learn martial arts? Dank for you! Dank for you! Dank for you! Updated tongue twister. Fred fed Ted bread, and Ted fed Fred bread. Then Fred wed Ted fed, and Ted wed Fred red. Fred spread Ted like Fred, then Ted got fucked red. Thank you. Smoking weed, hanging out where they store like the salt, like the roads and stuff, with like these career or like known criminals. We'll call him Joe, Sweepy, Ronnie, who had the tattoos and had like the things on his neck. And it's kind of like when you watch Investigation Discovery and they're taking it out there. It's always like when you see those shows, the guy never comes back, so you're thinking like, am I going to come back? There's like this big empty area. It's like where they use the salt to get, for the road, so it's pretty scary. So you know what? Becoming Snowblind Penguin. Chilly Willy did a line. Chilly Willy felt quite fine. Too bad what he snorted was mine. And you know what? Last scene 8 by Dank Frank during Shark Week. Dun, 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 dun. Which gives me the idea, like Discovery, they can't have Shark Week. So I'm thinking like True TV, which used to be Court TV, they could have like all these prison shows. And they could call it Shank Week. And like all the networks can get in on Shank Week. I'm going to have a day, like a week for everything. There's 52 weeks. So we got Shark Week and we got Shank Week. But one day we'll have a bunch of them. So they have prison shows like ULAS from HBO. Many people remember that show. It was a classic show. Obviously I have a favorite episode of ULAS, as you can see. It's the one when the guy grew his nails really long and he just like sliced up the guy like, whoa, yeah, you think you're tough, whoa. I mean, that was like the best episode. That's got to be the most memorable thing. Oh man. Then you had like Scared Straight, Beyond Scared Straight, and like that's like where they would put the kids like in the prison, and the guys would get in that place like, what, you think you're tough? You think you're tough? You think you're tough? You want to leave? Yeah? You want to lay on your, yeah? You don't want to lay your moms up? You want to do, you want to do that? You want to do this? You know, some of them are in there for like nothing. Like kids just like smoking weed and shit. So it's like you're watching Scared Straight, and like one of them, like they try to get like outdo each other. So one of them has Kool-Aid, and he puts Kool-Aid on the person's lips. I was like, yeah, I got some orange Kool-Aid on your lips. That way when I kiss you, you taste like orange, bitch. Because you're going to be my bitch. You, give me your sneakers. You, give me your you, give me give me your sneakers. You give me your sneakers, boy. Here, you take this comb, you're going to comb my chest hair. You're going to comb my chest hair. Here, you take my belt loop. You're my bitch now. You're my bitch. You grab my belt loop. And then, like, they have girls, and you can't really judge them the same. So they have, like, a 13-year-old girl. She's not too smart. So the prison guard gets in her face, and she's, like, trying to tell her, like, yeah, you think you're tough. You see what you do? Why don't you punch me? Why don't you punch me? So then all of a sudden the girl's like, ah! And she goes to punch her. Oh, man. That was so great. Because you're watching it, and you know it's going to happen. Oh, man. Then they got this little kid. They're waking him up at like 2 a.m. And he's crying. He's all freaked out. He's got like drool coming down his face because his mom left him in the prison. Oh, man. It's classic. Then you have like Escape at Dannemora. That's based on this place upstate where they were having like this sex in the garments. Like they have the civilian working there. And she's having sex with like at least 2 of the inmates. And they involved her into like the prison break. And like they manipulated her. So there's a part in there when the guy draws a picture, and it looks really good to me. It's a picture of their pets, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a pretty good drawing. And the guy's like, well, you know what? Where's the light coming in? Where's the light coming in from that? So it's funny. So the guy escapes, and he drinks this friggin' rancid, like, river water. The guy told him not to drink it. So when he goes into this cabin, and he sees the window, and he sees the bathroom, he's, like, trying to break into the thing, and he takes a stick, and finally, like, he just breaks through the window and stuff. And he's got all the glass in the bathroom and stuff, and he got really sick and stuff. He was, like, crapping himself all over the place. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're going to break in to use the toilet, use a different room so you don't have glass all over the toilet. So then there's another show called, like, Lockdown America's Hardest Prisons. And no, it's not like, oh, it's the hardest prison. Oh, man, we're really hard here. Oh, man, look how hot we are and shit like that. No. It's not a Roger Corman movie or anything. It's like people throwing cups of pee at them. Then they have, like, gang fights. You know, it's Vonda, a lot of violence. You know, it's like this stuff when the guy's like, he's lacing up. He's getting his laces, he's lacing up. So that means usually they're going to fight. They get the tennis shoes, they put the stuff in there and stuff. So it's like pretty good. Then there's the show Jail 60 Days In. And I'm watching, I'm thinking, wow, they must really care about the inmates now. Because they're talking about pulling them out, all this other stuff. This guy's trying to take advantage of them through the commissary, get the PIN number and everything. And then I find out that it's like a reality show where people go into the prison for 30 to 60 days for different motivations. There's like an episode with the tater tots. So the guy's eating the tater tots, you didn't give the guy the tater tots. So they give the guy the tater tots, so that's like currency in there. So the guy like beats his ass. Then there's like another one where it's like toilet paper with the girls. It's like a toilet paper fight. Then they give the girl enough toilet paper. So then all of a sudden there's like a fight. They got these kangaroo courts where they beat people. It's like so fucking crazy. It's a good show though. You should check it out. There's like 6 seasons. They try to expose like stuff in the prison like corruption and things like that. Then there's Locked Up Abroad, which the real name for that was called Banged Up Abroad. If you go abroad, you're going to get banged up in the ass, I guess. So then this girl, Simone Starr, she was like the meth model smuggler who sent like the stuff. She's probably the most well known from that show, which is pretty funny. Pretty much everything on that show, it's like spies, escape, you know, like escape from prison and spies. So people are usually arrested because they think they're spies or they're smuggling. Then you could have movies. You have like Edmund. Edmund was a pretty good movie. It's based on a play. Julia Stiles was in it. You just kind of have a thing for her. So there's a part, he's talking to the guy in the bar stories, and sort of builds up to what's going to come. And the guy said, remember, somebody listened. He goes to a fortune teller. The fortune teller, he's not where he belongs. So he ends up leaving his wife. He's like, I'm leaving him, not coming back. And him and his wife has this pretty good exchange. It's pretty funny. He meets Julia Stiles. He knocks her around. You know, they have things going good, and then she starts calling for help because she starts freaking him out. So, you know, he murders her. So it's like he's in the prison cell. He's talking to black guys. Like, all my life I've always been afraid of black guys, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm with one, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you better get your body up on me. So then they end up with some real love. Shawshank Redemption, they give him a hammer, and Rita Hayworth. And the sisters, they always pick on him. And it's like, fresh fish, fresh fish, fresh fish. And he ends up to Raquel Welch, and he escapes. That's a good movie. Cool Hand Luke, that's a classic movie. He was like a war hero. He gets thrown in jail for like getting things with a meter. It's like, what we have here is a failure to communicate. See, when this boy came here, his mind wasn't right. So we had to make his mind right. Then you got Midnight Express, where the guy was like trying to smuggle hashish from Turkey. It's got the chase like dun 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 dun. And then he goes in the ward for the insane. And he finally escapes, depending on what version you want. And like Randy Quaid's in there, so you keep waiting for him to do something really goofy. Then there's like the Omar Broadway film. He smuggles the phone into the max security prison. That's pretty funny, and he's like taking the thing. And you're thinking somebody must have had this phone up their ass to get it in there. There's Escape from Alcatraz. That's a bit of a tragic movie. Doc cuts his fingers off because they took off his thing, so he can't paint anymore. And then it seems like the escape, like Clint Eastwood and them, and they're not really sure. Then there's like Against the Wall, which your class, it's like, why does the commissary sell cans of soup if there's no way to heat the shit up?